2012 I was misdiagnosed at the very, very early stages, I believe, of prostate cancer. 2014 I went back to the same doctor and he still didn't believe I had prostate cancer but sent me to the specialist anyway. And 2 weeks later I had my prostate and some lymph nodes taken out, and I was adenocarcinoma prostate cancer, Gleason score 9 and stage 4. It had metastasized and got out of my prostate. So from there they put me on androgen deprivation therapy, and that for about 2 years, and my PSA went down quite low. Then they did a thing called a doubling test, which they do to see how quick your prostate cancer will grow after they take you off the ADT. It takes about 6 months for the ADT to get out of your system. Then after that it took another 6 months and my PSA just took off then, and they put me on a different ADT, which was Firmagon, and yeah, life turned miserable after that. That's every month, and you'd be sick for 2 or 3 days, sometimes more, after they give you an injection. That was for another 5 years. In that time, towards the end of that, I sort of realised that it wasn't going to get much better with the conventional treatments, and I started trying to find alternate treatments, and I've done a few of those, about 3 different ones, and they all helped a bit, but I couldn't get enough backup by testing and that to see exactly how they were going and where I was going right or wrong. So eventually I ended up at alternate care. I ended up at Verita Life, where I am now, and yeah, very happy with how things have gone since then. Looking forward to going home on the way to being a lot better than what I was. Well, over here it's a lot of alternate treatments. It's non-invasive stuff. Like back in Australia they just seem to just hammer you with chemotherapy until you fall over, but here they really look after you. They test you all the time, like weekly, daily sometimes, just to see how your body is faring under what they're giving you, and if it's not working properly they'll change the treatment or give you a break. All of the treatments that I've read about, most of them, but just couldn't access them because in Australia you can't access a lot of these treatments. Yeah, I could give you a list if you wanted of all the things they've got me on. Timosin, curcumin, lycopene, quercetin, resveratrol, high dose vitamin C. These are all IVs. You get local hyperbody, which is hyperthermia. It's a frequency thing that heats up the internal part of your body. It's not the outside. Cancer doesn't like heat, and up around 40 degrees it dies. And the idea is to heat up the cancer inside your body so that it gets very sick. And all of these other things that you're taking help to diminish its effects. There's dichlorotate, siloxib. These are a lot of these other ones are ones you take orally. There's ketoconazole, metformin, rapamycin. There's low dose chemotherapy they use here, carboplatin, and they'll only give it to you if your body will take it, but it's nowhere near the strength that you have it in Australia. It's very beneficial. There's cyclophosphamide, doxytaxel. Other orals is black cumin, sulforaphane. They give you enzymes, L-carnitine, and then you get whole body hyper once a week. They put you in this special bed with special water filtered UV, and they heat your body up to whatever, about 38 degrees, and then wrap you up after that, and your body temperature continues to rise. I've only got up to about 8.7 is my highest, but some people go up over 40, which is really good, but I haven't managed to get there. My body seems to accept the heat and get over it. But that's another thing that's, I haven't seen that in Australia, but they monitor you very carefully while you're doing that. They monitor your internal temperature, your heart rate, your oxygen levels. Somebody is sitting with you during that all the time, right beside you. And then there's other things. There's the diet. They have you on a proper ketogenic diet. There's different brand, and all of the laboratory tests. Every week there's tests just to see how your body is faring. I think that covers the bulk of it. The other thing are the angels. All the nurses are angels. I'm sure of it. And the people behind the desk as well. Everybody here is just so helpful. And it'll be sad when I go. I'll be happy to go home, but I'll be sad to say goodbye to them. If I could turn back time, well, this clinic didn't exist when I first had cancer, but if I could turn back time as soon as it existed, if I could talk to myself back then, I would be here, because my journey would have been so much easier. It's been very hard at times, but it's good now. I feel the best I've felt probably since I got the cancer. In myself, I feel better than I've felt probably in close to 8 years. 8 years I've been on this journey. A lot of people need to get here early in their cancer journey, because the later you leave it, the harder the road is. I see people here who've been chemoed practically to death, and they come over here and their road back is very, very hard. Not everybody makes it, because by the time they get here, it's too far gone. So anybody who has cancer, I urge them to come as early as possible, because the earlier you come, the easier your journey will be. And because cancer is a journey, it's a part of your life. Once you've got cancer, it's with you forever, and it's something you have to manage, something you have to mentally manage. I really feel sorry for a lot of people. I do. Come early, that's my message. As soon as you can get here, come, because it's the best way to go. My whole attitude has improved. Like when I came here, I had to fight depression all the time, and yes, I feel better in myself. I've sort of got a spring in my step again. I think I'm a bit more humorous than I was when I first got here. I just feel like living life, and it's a big difference in me. Before coming here, I had my prostate taken out plus lymph nodes. That was prostatectomy, and then they put me on ADT, androgen deprivation therapy, which is virtually chemical castration. It takes all the androgen or testosterone out of your system. You go down to a very low level, and for a male, that's your fuel. Males run on androgen, and so when you get up in the morning, your fuel tank's empty. You've got no energy. So it's a battle. Every day is a battle when you're on ADT. Some people it doesn't affect like that, but me it affected like that, definitely. I actually had contact with Dr. Hassami from over here. I had a couple of interviews with him by Skype. I think it was Skype. And we tried alternate treatment that I could access in Australia, and it did work a little bit, but anyway, in the end, my cancer is, I think at the beginning they told me mine was very aggressive, very adaptive. So it's been a battle. When I got to the stage where I made my mind up to come over, my contact was Eve, and what an angel. I was stressed to the eyeballs because not everything worked out properly when I started. And yeah, every time something went wrong, she fixed it. And yeah, I just so thankful to have her on my side. It was brilliant. I couldn't say anything could be better. That's the staff are all angels, and the facilities are really good, and everybody sort of is together. You're looked after brilliantly. It's a real eye-opener to come here and see how things can be done compared to what I know they have been done back where I am at home. Come as early as you can, because your journey will be so much easier. The longer you live it, the harder your journey. Like, there's people here who have been chemoed almost to death, and their journey back is really difficult. Heavy chemo destroys your body. It's like trying to shoot a fly on the wall of a shed. You know, you get the shotgun out and shoot it. You might kill the fly, but you blow a great hole in the shed. But come early. That's my message. Anybody who's got cancer and wants a good result, come as early as you possibly can. Quality of life. How do people want to look at their life going forward from now? Do they want to be sort of miserable? I know I was miserable. There were times I would have rather stepped off a cliff than climbed down it. And if you want a lot better quality of life, come. Because if you wait to see what's going to happen, it could be too late. So yes, quality of life is my take from that. Increase your quality of life by coming early. I came alone. My wife doesn't travel very good, and we're not up the top of this social scale for making money. This is chewed a big hole in my superannuation that we had saved up, but all my family said they'd rather have me than the money, so they sent me over. I wasn't really worried about coming here. I have travelled a little bit before. I was lucky actually. In the airport I ran into an Australian expat who's got a business over here, and he helped me through the airport. Not that there was any great drama. It's just with the COVID there's a few extra things to do, but it's relaxing more now. Verita was there to book me into the hotel. They pick you up from the hotel with a van, deliver you to the clinic, take you from the clinic back to the hotel. You don't have to worry about travelling at all. Yeah, it's very good. Excellent. Never seen anything like it in Australia. We need to lift our game.